The people of Kenya are voting on a new constitution today. Christians are protesting an abortion clause in that document that they believe will lead to abortion on demand. Amen. Amen. Church leaders in Kenya sound an alarm as people prepare to vote on a new constitution. Bishop Mark Karauki leads the call for voters to say no to the draft and yes to life. He opposes a clause that would allow doctors to perform an abortion if a woman's life is in danger.
Now, when the innocent blood of babies aborted from their mother's womb is shed, it will cry against everybody who said yes to that draft. That's why we are standing on that.
Abortions are illegal in the country under current law. Still, hundreds of thousands of women seek them each year. And anti-abortion groups fear the new law would open the door.
Abortion is not permitted.
Kenya's new constitution has the support of its leaders and some in the U.S., including President Barack Obama.
Abortion is sin, it is evil.
Reverend John Njenga also supports the constitution. He says those who oppose it are misinterpreting what it means.
Abortion is not permitted unless, in the opinion of a trained medical practitioner, a profession, the life of a mother or the child or the health is in danger.
There is passion on each side of this debate. But both sides are praying for a peaceful election. This is Kenya's first national vote since the 2007 political violence that left more than 1,000 people dead. Christians are also concerned about a provision in the new constitution that establishes public funding for Islamic courts to decide family matters for Kenya's Muslims.
The American Center for Law and Justice has been working with Kenya's churches to fight aspects of this new constitution. The ACLJ's Jordan Sekulow joins us now from our D.C. bureau. Jordan, briefly explain how this constitution may support an Islamic judicial system.
Sure. The Constitution sets up in the proposed Constitution, Article 170, a Qadi's court system as a court system there equal to the magistrate level. So a court that's low on the scope but has great responsibility on domestic matters. And what the Constitution does in Kenya, this proposed language, limits the right to equality for those who are before the Qadi's courts. So let's give an example, for instance. In the Constitution, in the Bill of Rights section, it says that everyone has the right to equality based on, no discrimination based on race or sex or religion. And then it says on the limitations clause in Article 24 of this proposed Constitution that, by the way, if you're at an Islamic court, the equality right can be limited to the extent necessary to apply Islamic law.
Do Christians in Kenya see this as the beginning of an effort to Islamicize their nation?
It is happening more and more. You know, the Qadi court system there started with a very small Muslim minority in coastal Kenya on the eastern coast. And it has grown now to where there are not just a few courts operating, but there are courts operating in all 8 provinces of Kenya. This constitution would mandate that. And what many Christians have said is, listen, there are ways to handle this outside of the Constitution on these family law matters. But if we constitutionalize the right to an Islamic court system, what's the next demand? Well, we know what the next demand is, Islamic finance law, and then it involves clothing and regional governments. You have the Islamic community actually threatening that says if we don't get the Qadi court system in the Constitution, we'll try to break off from Kenya. So there's a separatist movement being threatened on the proposed Constitution.
Well, it sounds like a strategy of incrementalism, but let's talk about the abortion provision. How wide does this open the door?
Abortion on demand. It's got a health exception. And so some of the Kenyan government leaders who know that their country is overwhelmingly pro-life because the overwhelming majority of the population is Christian and has been educated on the abortion issue and has had very strict abortion laws in Kenya. And now they've got groups like Planned Parenthood and the U.S. government as well, Hillary Clinton, the Secretary of State, who have come in there and said, no, you need this health exception. And the health exception is what led to Roe versus Wade. It's what led to abortion on demand here in the United States. In the section on abortion in the Constitution, which is Article 26, this Constitution says that life begins at conception in Clause 1. In Clause 4, it says that you can have abortion on demand, not by a doctor even, but by a trained medical professional because of the health reason. And we know that's as little as saying, I don't feel like having a baby today, so I'll have an abortion. And we're trying to educate people on this because the government is in Kenya saying that's not what it means, but we know how this plays out in court.
All right, Jordan Sekulow, a lot to follow with this new constitution and the vote. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.